All right, and here we are, Review and a Half Show, Turtle Talk Thursdays, 90 miles from comics. I'm your host, Chad. I am here with some very, very special Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans. Cowabunga to everybody. I got joined the last 2 weeks, luckily. We have Edwin, the Comic Jabroni. What's going on, brother?
What's up, Chad? Thanks for having me on again. Talking turtles, the best.
Yeah, hands down, right? You know?
Oh, yeah.
And making his second appearance, Cwoodard19. Thank you for being here, man. I know you've been a busy man, so thank you for making your way to the show this week. I appreciate you, man. This is awesome. Thank you, man.
Thanks for having me back. I'm now drowning in turtle books after your sales pitch a few weeks ago, so
it works.
Yeah, all of them. You and Who Dat endorsing this book definitely sold me on it, so been really enjoying it so far.
Yeah, and I was like, perfect segue. And as you saw the big smile that Who Dat had as he saw Carson went and copped all those turtle books, it's an honor to have you on the show, Who Dat. Thank you for joining us, man. This is awesome.
Thank you for having me. This is going to be pretty fun. So everybody's ready to select a turtle. So
yeah, right.
So let's have a little fun. It's been a lot of good reads for the turtles. I have to say, all of them. So
definitely, I agree, man. And I'm just happy, finally. The community, we're talking about it. At least we are, and hopefully we can get more people talking about it because that's what this is all about. And especially this series in particular, because this series, Shredder in Hell, has been incredible. The guy's been doing both the art and the storyline, and it's just been a lot of fun. And we're just going to dive right into it because me and Edwin caught people up last week where, they're pretty much at the end of that Hell Bridge where he runs into zombie turtles. And if that wasn't like a cliffhanger in any comic, like, come on, man. How awesome is that?
Yep. Like I said last week, man, that last page, that'd be a perfect poster to put up in a room, man.
I looked at the original art, and it was a lot of money.
Yeah, I saw it too. Very expensive.
For sure.
I looked and clicked and said, no, thank you.
Yeah, and the same thing, I think.
Oh, man.
You got to shout out a couple people in the chat. We got Caleb the Comic Smith Murphy. What's going on? We also have Mastodon Comics and Collecting. What is going on? And we also have Bear Island Comics joining us. Thank you guys for joining us, man. This is going to be awesome. Hopefully, I don't collect turtles. I just like these guys. Well, that's well. We want you to like turtles. So by the end of this show, we're going to get you like turtles.
Yeah,
for sure.
If you were born in the 80s, I think even if you don't like them, you have to like them.
Right? I feel like you're absolutely right. It's like, it's just mandatory. All right, Edwin, you want to kick it off? Start us off where we left off from last week.
Yeah, pretty much. It starts. Number 2 starts off right where number 1 left off. Man, he was on that bridge. And you don't see who's saying these things. He's like, oh, that rat looks familiar. And then it goes to the next page, and it was the zombified turtles, which is kind of where you get this number. This is the retailer incentive for number 2, and you got the zombie turtles on the cover. So I knew I had to get this cover, man. I absolutely love that cover. But number 2 starts off, man, with Shredder on the bridge, and the turtles are right there in front of him, just talking mess and saying, "Let's finish this."
Yeah, and then it just straight to action, bro.
Yeah, straight to action. A little bit of dialogue, and all right, let's start fighting. That's what I love about turtle books, man.
Yeah, a little bit of compared to the first book, a lot more action.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
It just right from the get, it just goes off,
Yep.
And you still have Splinter, who's that little rat, and eventually, I love the one part where, they start to get like the upper hand on Shredder, so to speak, and they're talking like their little mess. And then all of a sudden, Shredder just looks at, Splinter, and he's like, all right, let's just teach these boys a lesson. You know what I mean? I was like, thought that was kind of cool because how often you're going to see those two, for instance, teaming up, and
right.
even to see like the way they're teaming up is, in the form that Splinter's, it's just pretty cool, man. I just dig it.
One thing I have to say though, like about Splinter, he must be the smallest rat in New York. I mean, he's like tiny, but I mean, that's the only thing. I was like, oh man, he's kind of small. Not a real rat.
He's not a New York City rat.
Nah.
Definitely not. It looks like he's not been eating anything. Eventually, we get more zombies hopping in the mix, and they all start piling on Shredder here. And then this is where it starts to get a little cooler because you start to see Shredder tap into, that inner dragon, demon that's in him, so to speak, and kind of had like burst, and I thought that was kind of cool.
What's so funny, I just thought about it, and they did say it, like when they all jumped on him. I was like, man, it'd have been funny if they said zombie pile, and he did. I was like, why? I was thinking that. And I was like, yeah, but they did say that.
It's cool, like even as zombies, like the turtles still have all their different like personalities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the one who's saying zombie pile is Michelangelo.
Yeah, it's Mikey, sure. And he's the same one in the last page where he's kicking the zombie head, and he's like, "Don't forget your head," and he's kicking the zombie head. So I mean, they still have their personalities. Leo's still the leader of this zombie turtle group, so that's cool.
And it's that little shot that you get of Shredder kind of like tapping into that inner power. I guess the power that he's seeking, and then everyone starts to just like kind of like melt and fade. And then he starts to get, confronted by, I guess this is his first sensei.
Yeah, his first sensei. I think that's who he is, if I remember correctly.
And then
that's why he calls him Chunin, because Chunin is like that second in command in that clan, in the Foot Clan. So that he was the leader. This old man was like the leader of the Foot Clan, and he was the second in command.
Yeah.
Rod, just to read in his comics, who's doing the art? That's Mateus Santuloku.
Bro,
he's doing the artwork and the writing.
Yeah, mm-hmm. And we can't say that enough. And how many people out in comics are doing that nowadays?
Him and with Rob Guillory.
And I think Catwoman, right, is Joelle Jones. Am I right on that? I think she's doing the writing and the artwork on Catwoman right now.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
I think she's.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
it's like a handful.
Yeah, it's not many. It definitely isn't many people that do both.
And once again, this guy's killing it. It's not being talked about enough, and that's why we're talking about.
Yeah, the art and the writing it's really good. Like for somebody to do both, you would think one of them would be off a little bit. But I guess because he's taking his time doing it monthly, it's paying off.
Yeah, I think this issue particular, the art is specifically good. Like I just like this next panel we're coming up on, where he basically tells his old sensei, like, "Quiet, old man." Shredder, he's just seeing right through all this.
Yeah,
he's in hell. He knows he can't really trust anybody. And I just really like the art in these few panels where you see like the zombies merge, and this guy turn into just a three-eyed monster somehow with the eyes under his mouth.
Yeah,
a lot of cool little details in the zombies he draws here, so I love it.
No, sick. Agreed. It's just one of those things, as you mentioned, just seeing the old man form to some sort of crazy monster. Shredder just seeing through the BS, man, because as he knows, he's still trying to get his way. He's trying to find his way back to that tree, right?
Yeah, the tree of life.
Yeah. So we turn to the next page, and then lo and behold, now he's standing in front of his father,
in front of his
the guy that created the Foot. And I guess this is where, like, you could say the real battle begins. Yo, we got Biggie Shaq Comics in the building. What's going on, Biggie Shaq? We also got Comic Foo. Thank you guys for joining us. Real quick, I do got to strap up with Biggie Shaq. Every time he comes in, I throw on some gold, yo. So what up, Biggie Shaq? And just best believe I'm trying to cash in Comic in the Bank tomorrow night on the hunt. You best believe and look out for that. I got something I picked up from MegaCon that I hadn't shown, and I think that's the best way to do it. So I'm cashing in. Be ready.
Need like a little lunchbox money in the bank briefcase so you can cash in on those jabronis.
No, I got a couple ideas. I've been throwing some ideas on how I'm gonna do it, and I got one that's gonna work perfect, bro. So I've even thought out my entrance and everything like that, bro. Like, I trust me. Like, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I hope they're ready tomorrow. I hope they are ready. So, all right, back to review and a half. So now it's going down. He's confronted by his pops. Probably like the biggest outside of himself is going to be the biggest competition that he's got to face, especially in hell, you know? And, you know, they just start going at it, man. And of course, you know, I love this, you know, panel right here where, you know, they're going at it and, you know, he's still, of course, you know, I guess just disappointed to be his father. And he even mentions, like, stop calling me father, you know?
Right.
And then this next panel right here is just awesome, bro. Like, I don't know how he does it, but little Splinter Rad, he may not be big, yo, but he is powerful, son. Like, what happened there? Like, just disintegrates, buddy, you know?
Dude, he blew a hole in a man like the T-1000, bro, in Terminator.
Crazy. How fast was he going?
Dang.
Enough to go screed really loud.
Flash.
Fucking sound barriers, huh?
There you go. I do like on the previous page where his dad, I mean, he's just digging low in these comments. I think one of the worst comments he kind of says that had to get the Shredder. He goes, Yoshi's sons had more honor in one life than you will ever have. So I'm guessing he did not like that one.
Yeah, and then right after that, you know, they started getting confronted by more of the zombies just invading them and then using more of his inner powers, you know, to escape. And then they get confronted by this demon kid.
Yeah, which is kind of hilarious.
And it was the demon kid that, you know, and he references it that, you know, it made him like choose a different path, like back in the day, or like kill himself or something like that. And like
something he made him choose a different path or something. And he was the demon kid's like, I forgot what he said, but it was like he wasn't his fault. Yeah. He says it not my fault. You're such a dark fellow.
Yeah, you're the demon who tricked me into killing my older self when I first came into this infernal place. So, and then it says, see TMNT villain micro series Shredder. And I think that's the one that you were talking about, Edwin.
Yeah,
right?
That's the one I showed you last week, man.
Yeah.
Where Shredder's sitting on the Iron Throne.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
But that just that's like a brief history of the Shredder.
Yo, I do got to shout out Stone Cold Steve Comics for joining us in the chat. What's going on? He's actually got a very special Turtles book coming my way, and I can't wait to show it. I'll definitely show it off on the show. I won't tell anyone what it is. I'll wait for the big surprise, but thank you, Steve. You're the man. I can't believe it. Appreciate you. Stone Cold Steve Comics, Steve Whiting, the man.
What?
So we have
What?
Couldn't resist.
That was perfect. It was, what? Everyone should have followed suit. Sorry, Carson. So he's confronted by the demon kid, and I guess he has this little flashback. This is just a nice little splash page with the panels going through, the page, and it's just like a real quick flash of Shredder's life in front of him, in a sense, before he becomes Shredder, and you see the love for Kitsune and stuff like that, and then as all that's happening, I forgot what, like, doesn't if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Splinter like die off for a second?
Not in this.
Not
in this one.
That's 3, yeah. So. But in this one, he's just asking the demon kid, that's right, to help him find the tree of life. And then the next one is where that happens.
Dude, so this book right here is it's like really inside baseball, like that page that you just showed right there. there's a lot in this issue that if you haven't really been reading all of Turtles, the whole run and the mini series that they've been coming up with, like you really won't know exactly what all these panels are because they talk about this book. There's this book on this page that Ashino Himitsu, which is part of the secret history of the Foot Clan. You know, Kitsune, if you haven't been reading, you don't really know who this person is. They talk about how he gets beheaded. Like if you didn't read issue 50, like who the hell is that and what happened there? So there's a lot of inside base. Like Shredder in Hell is an awesome story, awesome artwork, but if you haven't really read the whole run, some stuff is kind of going to go over your head, man.
Yeah, I think it's good enough. You'll still.
Oh, it's great. I mean, but I've been dude. I have 1 through 93 plus all the miniseries. Like I've read it all.
So yeah. No, I don't have, like I said, I'm missing like those first, I want to say like 15 issues.
I guess what I want to say is like, I'm happy Sam Tuloku is going back and just throwing pieces in there, like little breadcrumbs of stuff that you've seen in the past. Like you don't see that a lot in comics. Like they get onto a new story and it's a new story. You don't really see anything that happened before. Yeah. Like this dude is throwing stuff from way back, man, when it first came out in 2011.
Yep. He's throwing a lot of that early stuff out there. And the only person I know who does that is Donnie Cates, and everybody loves him.
Yeah.
Right.
And this guy's doing it, and not that many people are realizing it.
Whoever's on War of the Realms, who's writing?
Jason Aaron. I was just gonna say, Jason Aaron does that
a lot of the stuff from Thor.
Even if you read his Thor run, he's doing a lot of referencing as well in that. And I was just, man, you beat me to it, Edwin, but I knew his name.
You knew the name. I knew the story.
Shout out to Ed, dude, my MCE family. Thank you, brother, for joining us for Reviewing a Half Show. We're just talking some Turtles, man. We're getting ready to jump in to Shredder in Hell, issue number 3 now. Once again, as we mentioned earlier, we got Mateo Santalaku on the art and on the story. And I have not gotten the cover Bs because I just have really enjoyed the cover As. I've just been on the cover As, Edwin. I ain't going to lie, man. And then what do you got over here?
I was just saying, I had to get the Eastman one myself.
Yeah, that's the Eastman.
So I was like, yeah, I'm getting the Eastman.
Unfortunately, my LCS did not have that. Otherwise, I would have. I did get this variant, though, in my Spider-Man.
Yeah, I got one as well.
I
got one as well, which I like that one.
Yeah, when I pulled this, I was super stoked, man. I was all about it, bro. You best.
I do like the retailer incentive for number 3, but I have not seen that anywhere, and I don't feel like going on eBay.
I get lucky, man. My LCS, they get one and they sell it to me at cover price. I've just been shopping there for so long.
That's awesome.
So like I think almost my whole Turtles run is all the retailer incentives, just because they put it in my pool box. I might as well pick them up.
Yo, what's up, Comic Head 84? Kenny in the building, Macho Head 84. We just got done reviewing issue 2, and we're jumping in issue 3, brother. So
the Macho Head, huh?
Yeah. So I'm not sure if we got anything to talk about comic book wise next week with them. So I don't know after we hop into this if we guys just want to just take a break next week or just.
I got something. I haven't read it. And I think you got it in a mystery box. I don't know if Cwoodard got it. But,
I think 94 comes out next week too, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. Oh, does it? The next one comes out, then we can talk that one for sure.
Cool. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out which one I saw.
I did buy this issue finally.
Oh, like the Christmas one.
Yeah, I forgot to buy this one. I got like that big run a few weeks back and read them all in a row. They didn't have 89, but someone must have returned one
this one.
I found one.
This one is
I do have that. We could talk.
I have that one too.
It's the Nickelodeon one. I never read this one. I think
I got the good.
It's actually really good. Let's do it. I'm down to reread it.
Because if I did, I don't remember it. But I was like, man, this is, I like the cover.
All right. So what we'll do is issue 1 of that, and then we'll do the issue 94.
Yeah, that Batman, the Batman Turtles animated one. That's underrated, man. It's a good story.
Not talking about.
I like it.
Without a doubt. And with the entire time, all you're hearing is Batman animated series voices for sure. Even if, I mean, I do that anyway when I read Batman in a sense, but definitely in this, you're just like, oh, right, you know?
Yeah.
Before we come into this, I have to say, I don't know. I had a cool Instagram thing happen to me. I think a couple of you guys, I think you might have saw it. Well, one of you guys might have saw it. I don't remember who liked it. But the original guy who played Leonardo in the movie, liked one of my
Oh, that's awesome.
one of my
That's super
posts.
cool.
And I was like, wait, his name looks familiar. So I clicked on it and then read his little thing. He's like, yeah, original Turtles from the '90s movie. I was like, I said, that's pretty awesome.
That's
I
cool.
said,
That's awesome.
that's like second best to Kevin Eastman liking your post. I was like, geez. I just thought that was pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, that'd be good too. Biggie Shack just said, how about Savage Dragon and Turtles? I don't know if you guys got those issues.
I have number one.
Yeah, I think
I have number one.
it's like a two-part, right? Two-part
Yeah,
miniseries.
Number one. I heard number one was actually decent, but I heard number two was not. So, but I picked that up in a lot of my Ninja Turtle books.
Yeah, you find those a lot in back issues.
Yeah, I may have gotten that in a dollar bin.
Yeah,
So I might have a copy.
Well, I don't think I have one, but I'll keep my eye out for one now. That sounds awesome. Sounds like a great team up.
yeah, because it happened back when I think the Turtles were an Image. It was like late '90s.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Turtles did that run on Image.
Was that Image run any good?
It's okay.
It's
It's
interesting.
interesting. There you go. And actually,
it was like actually I think I just got those recently too. Yeah. The IDW started reprinting it as well if you wanted to check it out. But
this one comes out next week. This cover, the Shredder Raphael cover comes out next week, and IDW doing the reprint. So it's a good opportunity to get this book, the reprint of it when when Raphael becomes a Shredder.
All right. I'm going to look out for that.
Yeah, it's coming out next week.
yeah, because this cover for me kind of sums up why I said it was interesting. You got one with like just it doesn't look like he has an eye. Another one's a robot. So yeah, and that's by issue number 5.
Yeah.
So I do kind of want to read these as well at some point. I haven't read them all yet. I just found like my store had a bunch of them, like just bundled for like basically it equated to $1. So I'm like, heck yeah, I'm gonna take this bundle. It's Turtles.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And just so we know, we have been discovered. What's going on, JB? Thank you for joining us. And you're just in time because we're going to hop in Shredder in Hell, issue number 3. Hopefully, we've been discovered enough to make that little review, man, so we can get more turtle talk out in the world, yo. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So, Shredder's still in hell. This is a 5-part series, ain't it?
Shredder's still in hell. Yes, he is.
Still in hell.
It's 5 or 6. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure either if it was 5 or 6.
We're waiting for the return of Shredder back to the normal world.
And you know what? Now that you say that, it might be 6 just to kind of coincide with what's going on in the main run.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think this will end when 98 is hitting on the main series, and that's when he might show back up in the main issues.
Cool. And like his full return in 100.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
A big build-up. Like you would feel like you would think that way. All right, so you open up this book, and it's pretty cool, man. It's like, I guess meditating like back at the tree. I guess that's what I took it as, like when you turn like to the next page, you know what I mean? Or maybe it's like a flashback with him at the tree, but you get like a shot of the dragon, bro, like in the tree. And I thought this was cool, like just the way it, like the roots and everything like that are.
So that guy isn't Shredder. That is the greatest swordsman.
Gotcha.
That's whatever Takeshi Tamatsu, whatever his name is. That's him. That's the greatest swordsman to ever live in feudal Japan, and he is one half of this dragon. And I think this is the first appearance of this dragon god is in this issue. I don't think we've seen him before.
Oh, really? So is that it right there?
Yeah, that's it. That's that first appearance of that dragon god. He might have had like a cameo in issue number 2, like maybe his eyeball or something, but
Yeah, it was a cameo. It was the last page.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think like all those tentacle-y things were hanging down, but it didn't show like his three-eyed face like it does here. So I guess cameo, first appearance.
There you go.
There you go. Put it in there, key collector.
Yeah, I want to see that on my slabs.
Yeah, CGC. Oh. And you notice that on Key Collector app, they don't there's not a lot of turtle stuff on there, man.
No, it's very little.
Very little, not a lot of love.
It's all right,
Very
man.
little.
That's why
I
we're
even asked him because he said, what do you put top modern, like 100 modern books? And I commented, said, why no Turtles #1? He was like, we put stuff people can obtain. I was like,
it's an obtainable book.
I was like, I have one.
Yeah.
I was like, and it's not about the first print, but I was like trying to tell him like you can put Turtles #1, 1 through 3 prints or whatever,
Yeah.
It's that the third print is definitely obtainable by anybody. Second print, depending on if it's graded. If it's not graded, then it's still obtainable. But the first one I understand, but I didn't understand his reasoning by not putting that on the top like 100 or whatever.
you can do first Casey Jones, man. That's a completely obtainable book.
And that's not on there either.
Yeah, and he's
I don't think he likes turtles.
I don't think so either. Hopefully we can change his mind. That's why that's why we're having this show.
Yes.
We're trying to swing people, I would love to go on my Key Collector app and now there's a turtle. Subscribe, get some turtle knowledge. That would be funny. We see that tomorrow.
A little button. You click the turtle button. Turtle button.
No, it's pizza. It's
a little.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Just like a pepperoni pizza.
Yeah, pepperoni.
All right, so it flashes back to Shredder with the Demon Kid, and pretty much Demon Kid's calling him by his, real name. He's like, "That's not my name. Call me Shredder." And then, they have this whole conversation about, I guess, Shredder trying to get to the dream world, which is like, the souls that ascend up, and obviously, Demon Kid's like, I have no way to access that, so. I guess the only person that could have done that was, Splinter, Yamoshi. Is that his name? What is his true name? I know you're on that.
Yamato Yoshi.
Yeah, Yamato Yoshi. Yeah, he keeps referring to him like, I'm sorry that we brought, I've damned us here because Yamato Yoshi gave up his soul to pretty much go up to like stay down here in hell to help his brother. And at this point, this is where like, Shredder feels like super bad and whatnot. And of course, this is when they get confronted by their father again, just with a whole bunch of more zombies, and you got the zombie turtles back, and it just looks like it's getting ready to go down again. So,
dude, and just like look at that where all these guys are coming at him. Just the artwork on just that, man, is so amazing, dude. This guy Mateus, he can draw.
Yeah. And who's this dude? Because I haven't read all of them. I'm catching up. Who's this dude behind Shredder's dad? Because in the previous issue, he got his head kicked off and he got it kicked into himself. And now in issue 3, he's finally getting his head put back on. And there's like a little sound effect to indicate that his head's finally back on. So I got a kick out of that.
He was a leader of one of the gangs that were in New York when
Gotcha.
And took over.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, he gets his head cut off. That's how he died.
Makes sense.
So you start to see like, this whole once again monster thing start forming, and then this next page is just awesome because it just seems like all the zombies and stuff forming into this monster and just start engulfing Shredder right there,
like trying to swallow him up.
Oh, bro, it's sick.
Eyes. You think this guy likes John Carpenter's The Thing?
Has to.
No doubt.
With a mix of Resident Evil.
Yeah, true.
It's got like more eyes, and you see heads like popping out of it. Like just the detail on it is just crazy.
And look at old Splinter down there. His screes aren't loud enough this time.
He tried to run through it. He just went off of it like a little rock, a little pebble.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah, man.
He tried. It didn't work. But that's what pissed off Shredder though, because you look at that very bottom, then his eyes start glowing.
Yeah, and he starts tapping in, and then that's when the greatest swordsman's like, all right, it's that time, because I guess he could start sensing stuff, and he starts making it down there, as you see down there. But that was pretty cool, where you got all this, the stones just becoming like stairways, Yo,
he starts walking like Magneto did, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Magneto and X-Men 1.
So just, pretty cool, man. You get that little shot, and then I thought this was cool too. You got just a little shot of him, like, staring down outside of his like dojo and whatnot.
And all those demons around him, they're like, they know who that is. Like they're saying, oh, it's him, the dragon.
Yeah, the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's saying, I'm the one that's,
he can control, basically rule the whole realm, all the realms, I should say.
Yeah.
Dude, that next page, man, with Shredder, and he looks like X-23 with those blades coming out of his hands. Like,
yeah, right,
dude, that's awesome.
You get this awesome, he's chopping heads off here, right?
Yeah, if only they could have wrote snicked instead of swip. He's going totally Wolverine on that, with those light claws. Pretty awesome scene.
And then he has just another moment again where he's just using that power. And then I guess this is where I spoiled it earlier, but this is where it leads to Splinter dying here in this hell world. And of course now, he feels even worse about
it's like even worse about what's going on.
And then I thought this was cool too, man. You got Buddy here just clapping with all these demons. When
I got to that part, I was like, that's just wrong. And it's not even a real clap, it's the golf clap.
Yo, for sure it is. Hands down, because it starts off real small and gets a little louder and doesn't. No, hands down, it is a golf clap. And then he's asking, "Are we done?" And then this was kind of cool because the demons start just all attacking Shredder, and he's still kind of going ham. He's pretty much utilizing, I guess, his love for his brother, and then even the love of his life, Kitsune, because he starts mentioning her as well,
right?
And I thought that was just like another thing too, like one of those like little bits, as you were mentioning earlier, Ed, when he just kind of just throwing everything in this, and just the art with him just breaking it down, man, killing it.
Dude, the action scenes they're awesome, man. Awesome action scenes, a lot of movement. This is some good stuff here.
Yeah. So eventually, he's making his way towards the guy that he
Super Saiyan.
Yeah,
he's going Super Saiyan.
And he's got that lunge right there too, man. It's got that Wolverine like lunge right there, man. Just and then the book ends pretty much here where he gets caught. And now he's being held by the throat by his biggest enemy up until this point.
Dude, in that page before this, that Takeshi, he's like laughing at him because, Shredder is in love with this Kitsune, this witch. And he starts laughing and he's like, you were with her for like a decade. You think she loves you? I was with her for thousands of years. Like, how could she love you? How could she love me? We're just nobody. We're humans. He's like laughing, dude. He's putting him down while he's kicking his butt.
And he's pretty much like, you're going to like throw away your path and destiny for love and for her. Like,
yeah, exactly.
As well. So, but yeah, man, just awesome stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, and that last page, that's the cover, right? To issue number 3?
I believe so. And that's kind of cool.
Right, where he's holding him by the neck.
What do you guys make of this next cover for issue 4? Where it's like it looks like a baby in the womb. He's got that dragon on him, so it looks like maybe Shredder's already going to be reborn by next issue, or maybe we get an origin story of how somebody's already been reborn, maybe. So curious to see how that's going to work out.
Yeah, in the cover, that's what you were talking about last scene right there.
Yeah,
It just,
that one.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. The dragon's gonna be reborn on the next issue. Maybe they join. They do the Dragon Ball Z fusion, and then two finally become the dragon god. I don't know how this is gonna play out. But hell, I'm excited to read it, man.
Yeah.
This is my must read when it comes out on Wednesdays.
Yeah,
And it took me a while to get it. I'm not gonna even lie. I've been busy with work, and I literally got it today and read it.
Oh, well, I'm happy you were able to get it and read it, man.
Because I was
seriously,
like, yeah, my shop is a little different. They get a few turtles,
Mm-hmm.
so I would say maybe a handful. So I was kind of nervous about if they even would have it. I was like, you get like 5 copies. So
Yeah,
hopefully they have one.
My shop's been the same way. Like, I just added these to my pull list maybe like last week, so he hasn't really had a chance to like update his ordering and get me the pull. Like, I don't even think he had enough to fill a shelf by the time the copies he got had to get pulled. So I had to drive 45 minutes north to get this copy here. I was gonna go up there anyway, but I'm like, well, no, I definitely have to go to this comic book shop that's not near me just to find this. So that's how I ended up obtaining this issue. And I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to keep picking up the ones I don't have like this.
Yeah, luckily the LCS that I just switched over to, they normally get, a bulk of everything. I will say though, I noticed turtles is one thing they get a little less of, and at times, I think the reason why the retail variants and probably all those other variants don't make it to the shelf because they have like a ton of subscriptions, and I'm sure those probably get pulled, and people are already pulling those variants and whatnot. So
Yeah,
and they have like this waiting list for variants and whatnot. So I got to start getting myself on that list for certain ones, so that way I can be cool like Edwin because he's got all the cool variants.
dude,
Yeah,
I
those
love
look nice,
man.
man.
I told you last week I love the variants on all these turtle books. But I just got lucky because I've been shopping at this place for so long, man, and I was one of the first people on the turtles list to sub up. So I get first pick of everything that they have. Not with everything, just turtles.
Just turtles.
Just turtles. Everything else, I got to go in there just like a regular jabroni.
Shout out to my brother joining us in the chat. What's up, me man? Thank you for joining us. Biggie Shaq said he had to ride, and that sucks because I was gonna tell him I gotta just send out his prize that he won last week. He won that free comic book Turtles. I got a Turtles trade for him. I also got the Death of Shredder book there for him, and I might have one more extra double TMNT book that I can throw his way. But I'm got to look for that last one, but I have everything else aside, so I'm going to be sending that out to him hopefully this weekend. So be on the lookout for that, Biggie Shaq. I'll reach out to him on the side anyway. Me and Biggie Shaq are homies, so I'll make that happen. So next week, guys, I guess we're going to talk issue 94, which comes out next Wednesday. So I'm pretty sure all of you guys have that on your pool, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, and if you guys can join us, Who Dat, you're more than welcome. The door will always be open. Carson, I know sometimes you got to work, so not to worry, but just let a brother know.
Absolutely.
I'm the same way. It just depends on my schedule. Sometimes
for
I work,
sure.
I work late. Like today, I got off at a decent time. So
I'll always show you guys the link. Just know that. So you can always hop in if you get out of work or whatever it may be. Outside of that,
I pulled this out for the show.
Did you?
If you wanna see.
Oh, yeah, we might as well. Let me just put that on you. Oh, 9.0.
Yep.
How many times are you gonna see those?
That beats my third print any day.
I've been lucky enough to find I got that one of the third prints in the Spider-Man booth boxes. I was the 1,000th order. So I got 1 through 4, but and I was like, awesome. Now I have another third print. So I don't know what to do with my other third print. So, but I'm keeping the one they sent me because it's signed by Eastman and Lear in the inside. Wow. So I'm gonna keep that third print. But my third print that I have is actually a near mint copy. So I don't know what to do.
He's torn.
Degrade and think about it.
I looked at him and I was like, man, this one looks way better than the one they sent me. But I got to keep the one that's signed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
was like,
Keep them all.
I'm kind of feeling like this guy that lives by me who has a Hulk 180. I don't know what his obsession with Hulk 181 does, but he has like maybe 15 to 20 of them. So he has this ridiculous number. And I might be wrong about the 20, might be more than that. So I'm like,
Oh God.
So I'm like, I guess I'll just keep them all.
That's awesome though.
I mean, the third prints like are getting out of hand because I think I sent it to Cwoodard about how I think one was on eBay. It was like over $150.
Yeah, I was just saying, you've already sold me this stuff here. So this is one of the ones you sold me.
I was like, oh my God.
You gave me this one.
Which is like selling $100 on eBay.
That one. So thanks. I didn't see that 4 because I have 5. I got this from Big Bear. So I'm slowly filling in those gaps.
Yeah, I have to get 6. It's funny. I have all of that run.
Oh yeah,
I'm missing 12. I'm missing 12 books out of that volume 1 run. 12 books, and 6 is one of them. Which you would think I would have 6, but
right.
I don't have 6.
Especially if you have number 1 first.
Right.
Yeah, I have 1 through like whatever, but people have found me number 6s. Like I know a guy from California found me one. The shop wanted $125. So I laughed at him. Yeah, I laughed. I was like, no way. I'm not for number 6.
They're starting to get up there, man. Even the second prints, like you said, that's hitting that $1,000, man.
For 9, yeah, I know. I saw 9/8 selling for like $2,000 for a second print of number 1. Yeah,
so. I need to find that issue 4 before that happens. That's already getting there, but that's like the other one I need. Besides, obviously, the issue 1.
At the con I just went to, they had
I got the second print to number 4. But this
I
is
do
like
love that cover though. I mean, that's the NES game cover. So you got
exactly. I absolutely love this cover.
The con I just went to, they had a third print of number 1, and they were asking like I want to say like $275 for it.
I think that's about what I've seen at cons too, graded.
So. Yeah, and they go for about $200 on eBay. So
it was ungraded though.
Yeah, well, no, they ungraded copies go for about 200 plus on eBay.
Honestly, man, once the first prints are pretty much out of range for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Second prints are getting there too. So jump on that third print, man. It's the same book. It's the same magazine size. It just says third print on the inside. And that was a small print run too, man. It's like 30,000 books, third print.
I think the first one was 3,000.
3,000.
Second print was 9,000.
6.
And 6?
6,000.
6,000. All right, 6,000. Then the other one was 30,000. I know that. Yeah, 30,000. So altogether on those first 3, it's like not even 50,000.
I think I'll just settle for my action figures for the time being.
Those are nice.
Man, you'll get lucky how you get lucky with Hulk 181s and stuff. I mean, before I got my first print, honestly, I found a third print for $20.
Nice.
In a shop by me. And then the next week I found a first print of number 2 for the same price. So it just, I don't know how I got that lucky with them, but
I'm just being patient with the turtle books. I've had such great luck with them so far, so really trying to be patient with that issue 1 and that issue 4.
Be patient. I'm trying to do the same myself, Carson.
Yeah. So far, I've been waiting 30 some odd years for that issue 1, but I'll keep waiting.
There's over 2,000 of them out there somewhere in the wild because I think only 300 or 400 are on census for first print.
And you got to be careful because a lot of that first print is they've been remade, like reprinted. So there's a lot of counterfeits
out there for Turtles 1s.
There's a lot of counterfeits out there, so you got to be careful with that too.
Mm-hmm. All I know is I'll be asking Who Dat if I ever come across one. Hey.
Yeah, probably the same, to be honest. To make sure.
I actually did that for a guy, Splash one, look at one, and he messaged me.
Yeah. I know that story.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. It's like, what do I have to look for? I said, first look at this. That's the first thing. Open it up, doesn't say anything. He goes, then if it doesn't say first, it's the first print. Then look, you got to look at all kind of little things for that book, to pin up and all that other stuff, because you could make a small mistake and end up with a counterfeit copy. Which, funny thing is, counterfeit copies are pretty expensive.
Yep, that too. What would you want? I mean, I don't want a damn counterfeit, man.
Yeah,
I want the real deal Holyfield, man.
That's why if you get the counterfeit, get it graded and sell it, because those are worth like a couple grand. For real.
Damn.
wow.
That's crazy.
Now, is CGC pretty good? Like, has there ever been a case where they've graded a counterfeit and then they put in like the graders notes like counterfeit copy or something?
I've seen one on a YouTube video, which I wish I would have saved the video.
That's crazy because I didn't even know they'd like allow themselves to do that with counterfeits to even grade them and look at them. You figure they just wouldn't. But I guess it's from the 80s at this point, so I guess it's past that.
And I forgot if it got a blue or green label. I can't remember if it got a blue or green label, but I remember seeing one. That's when I was like, ooh, let me do some research so I ever see one of these in a while, so I don't get a copy.
That's crazy. That's very informative. Very informative. All right, so next week, TMNT 94, we're getting in it, and then you guys want to do Batman and TMNT Adventures #1?
I'm down, man.
Yeah, I think I still got it. I'll do it if I got it.
All right, so we're going to review those 2 issues next week for Review and a Half Show. I think that's pretty much what we got for today, Turtle Talk. But before we head out, I want to know what you guys are doing out in the comic book community. So, Who Dat, you got anything going on, man?
Yes, going to be on an auction with probably the next couple minutes. Thoroughcore Burrow's doing an auction. He's like doing something for a little charity side, dealing with your brain and stuff like that. I'm also going to probably donate like $100 towards St. Jude. So I'm like going to do, even if I don't reach the $100 mark, I'm going to do $100 towards St. Jude on his auction. So I'll be doing that, within whatever, not whenever I'm done this, I'll do that. But besides on my channel, CGC unboxings, they just came in. I just did that. Did a little small, kind of right after I saw John Wick review with me and my brother. Definitely go see that. I'm actually I'm gonna try to go see it again this weekend. So that tells you how good it is. And I haven't seen Endgame but one time, so that just tells you. So I'm going to see John Wick twice, and Endgame only saw once. But I got all that going on, and I think I got my last Spider-Man booth box coming in tomorrow, because I'm going to take a break from them. Nothing against the company. I like all the books they have. It's just that when I did the numbers, and I'm always about numbers guy, and you got to stay focused on getting certain books. Like I always say, I think I spent like $400 going ahead of all the boxes I bought in the last few months. And I'm like, man, I could have bought something really nice. Yeah. So I was like, and I didn't win any grand prize in that little few month period. So it was like, man, so you got to think about those things. Yeah, I've won a grand prize. You would have won a grand, we've won grand prize.
We got the same grand prize.
Yeah, but when you got to think about the money you spend, like, is it worth it? So I've taken a little break from them, but I hopefully they surprise me and suck me back in this Friday. But we'll see. But that's all I got going on my channel, and I think everybody get prepared for Legends' last live auction in 2 weeks. He's like super excited because he texted me like today about it and stuff. So y'all be ready for that. I'm gonna try to talk him into go as long as we can. If somebody gets done selling, somebody else pop in. It's the last time I'm doing it on his channel. So that's it. That's all I got.
Sweet, man. I do want to thank you for joining us, man. This was awesome, and I can't wait to do it again, bro.
Yes, sir. Same here.
Carson, I know you always got something going on, so what is popping over on Cwoodard's channel?
So in about 50 minutes on the Comic Core channel, we'll be doing our final Game of Thrones review on that series finale. I was going to call it controversial. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But
call it Watergate.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have a water on the ground.
Yeah. We're going to lay down everything that happened in that last episode of Game of Thrones. I have some interesting thoughts, so tune in for that to hear that. Tomorrow will be Comic Core, which is the Friday. They started calling it the Off the Rails show. I still call it the A show. But anyway, you never know what's going to happen on the Comic Core. It's at 10 p.m. Friday nights. I literally have no idea what we're doing tomorrow. So we'll find out all together. Let's see. I think I have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. But next Tuesday, I will be doing back on my channel my monthly Tuesday night live stream, kind of recapping all the stuff I bought in May. Some of my favorite stories, probably like this. I've been reading some Saga. I'll probably be talking about Brian K. Vaughan's Saga and Why the Last Man, since I've been reviewing that as well. And eventually I'm going to film that last signature series video and show off some signatures.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Carson, for joining us once again and always killing it in the community.
Thanks.
Check Carson out tomorrow night and tonight, Comic Core. Love that channel because they just involve everybody in the community. And if you just say his name, Who Dat, he will show up. And that is the great legend himself. What is going on, legend? We appreciate you hopping in towards the end of the show. You are the man. And Edwin, you're dropping content daily, it seems like to me, bro. What is going on your channel, bro?
Ryan, man, today I dropped that new my new comic book day pickups and reviews. Tomorrow I've got my my new series premiering that Arcs and Minis is episode 6, going over Batman Europa. Saturday I'm going to be on Coast to Coast with Rod the Rican, Jeffrey Comic Hand, and the special guest is JoJo Pop Comics. And then Tuesdays, man, you know, we go the comic triple threat. We do buy or pass Tuesdays, man. Talking about new comic book day, what to buy or pass. So what I got, man.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you as well for joining me. As you all know, YouTube is 90. You can find me every Monday night on that MCE show as we do That Geek Show, followed by Story Comic Core. We should have the whole normal lineup this week. Carson, thank you for filling in for us last week. As you guys know, right here every Wednesday, we have 90 Miles from Comics Live as we review books that came out from New Comic Book Day the previous week. And you best believe you can find us here next Thursday, Turtle Talk Thursdays, as we do Batman Adventures issue 1 and issue 94. And most importantly, I got to save the best for the last, because don't you ever, ever, ever forget that YouTube is 90, and I'm cashing in Comic in the Bank tomorrow night on The Hunt. I don't care what they say. I'm squeezing my way on that show, and you guys can finally see the last 2 books that I picked up on my con hunt, and I'm trying to win that gold, baby. So until then, guys, cowabunga.
Peace.